Hey guys, so I've been making a few videos, but I'm gonna post this one up first. I arrived in the Philippines a couple of weeks ago. We stayed in Manila a little bit just to enjoy, having more access. There's just more stuff we can get in Manila than here in our seaside province area next to the ocean, but it is next to the ocean. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is the bike that I ride while I'm here. Now, let me just give you an overview of how this bike evolved. This is a Titus 11 I bought from Titus when they were a company, when Chris Kokalis owned it. I'm not sure if you guys know about pivot bikes, but Chris Kokalis' first company was called Titus. And he had this bike, he had the Switchblade. I had the Switchblade also. Ironically, Pivot has a Switchblade model. But this was their titanium hardtail, and I bought this bike, and it was a single speed. This whole thing is could be converted into a slider type dropout to make it a single speed, and so it came with two mounts that he machined in there. It was really nice the way he did that, and I had it as a single speed for many years, and this was my custom single speed made out of titanium. And there's some stickers coming up here. I got a crack in it when I crashed one time, but it's actually the crack's never grown, and it's been fine. So, and if you look at the small clearance, this was made for a 26 wheel mountain bike tire and mountain bike wheel set. And so I converted it to to adapt to take these 700C road wheels, and these are the Mavic Open Pro rims. If you guys remember those were Mavic's rims that were just kind of the standard for road rims back in the day. Mavic got bought out by Envy, and now everybody just kind of gets the Envy wheels, but I think they still have rims and stuff like that and wheels. These rims were laced up to Shimano XT hubs. I wanted something simple, cup and cone bearings, so it would be easily serviceable over here. As you know, I like my high-end hubs. I've got Chris King Hope and White Industry and Hadley hubs, lots of Hadley hubs. And so I just wanted to have something that's a little more serviceable. And so I put those on there. I kept the XT brakes that I had from the original single speed and have those on there. It kind of got deteriorated. I never did like this chrome finish they did on this XTR group. So I have the XTR brakes, but the shifters and everything like that are this. This is like a commuter set or a low end set of Shimano to 3x9, and so I wanted the range and making this into a hybrid, into like a commuter bike, and so I put that crank set and chainring set on there and kept it at 3x9 using an old Dior XT derailleur, and that's a long cage, so I could probably go with a wider range cassette if I really wanted to, but this has been working effectively. I don't really need a big, like a big 42 or something back there, but if I wanted to, I could probably put a 42 back there. And still, I actually have some really nice high-end rotors on there. Those are the XTR rotors, or XT rotors. XTR didn't have the bolt on, they only have the center locks. So those are XT rotors, but those are the really nice ones. They've been lasting long. And the XTR brakes, those are just a single piston on each side, but they work fine for a hybrid. And you can see how that kind of tucks in there. And let me show you something. So it tucks in there because I have such a small tire, and I played around with different tires that I wanted to get with this, and this is it's called a trigger, and it's 700 by 33C, and these are by Specialized, and it's the Specialized Trigger Pro. This was like a cyclocross tire, and then the front is my tried and true Gravel Kings, but those are 700 by 35C. And I've been a fan of Gravel Kings for years. I have Gravel Kings on my gravel bikes at home, and I'll stand behind Gravel Kings any day. They've got just, they're super nice. Matter of fact, I've rode over some really muddy, loose stuff that I thought for sure I was gonna crash on, and these Gravel Kings hooked up. I was amazed at how they hooked up. I couldn't put those Gravel Kings in the back. There wasn't enough clearance, so that's why I ended up getting this for the back. And this being a cyclocross tire, it does have a little bit of an edge knobby, so when it gets a little bit rough. But for the most part, I'm riding on broken asphalt and gravel type roads, so that's fine. Again, this is just, you know, the classic Thompson seat post, a physique saddle that I had for years, and these are real comfortable saddles. This is the seat post collar was from one of my 7s, because as you know, I have a couple 7 titanium frames, and I just took their collar off there. The forks are these White Industry. They're called Rock Solid. So it looks carbon, and this is carbon on the outside, but inside is aluminum core. So they're basically aluminum forks. So they're they kind of beat you up compared to a full carbon. But if you notice, this head tube is not tapered, so I'm limited to getting a non-tapered fork. I could probably look for a carbon non-tapered fork that's full carbon. It will be full carbon down here. I don't know if it will be a carbon steer tube, but you know, why go through all that hassle just for a fork? These are the super high-end Bontrager carbon handlebars, and this is a lower-end Bontrager, or actually it's a high-end aluminum, but I actually have a higher-end carbon stem I could put on there, but why bother? The Ergon grips, this is, again, it's a commuter. I wanted something, and I don't wear gloves, so having a little bit of extra real estate on here for my hands so they don't slip off is kind of nice, and these are very comfortable. And then then I just have a regular tried and true Cane Creek stem, and what else? And like the Shimano is cranks. We already talked about those. So that's pretty much how it's built up. And of course, I went with the high-end Lezyne carbon water bottle cage. I didn't need to do that, but I just thought it would I thought it would match nice with the fork with the carbon cage, and that's why I put that carbon cage on there. But any water bottle cage would have done. I should have put another water bottle cage down here. And right now I'm afraid to take these bolts out because they probably have bonded in there, and I don't want them to crack off. So I'm going to be stuck with one water bottle cage on this bike, just because if I try to take those bolts out, it might be a waste of my time. And with my riding, there's little stores that I can buy more drink and Gatorade and water. I've never had a shortage of places to stop and refuel and get some Gatorade or water. It's never been an issue. And you'll see on my videos too, I like to stop at the coconut stands and get some buko juice and drink that. To me, that's one of the most refreshing drinks you can get. So that's how it sits. I have my mount for my Garmin. I always use my Garmin and my Polar watch. You got to document your stuff on Strava and on my different fitness apps. And I think that covers, on these pedals were some Welgo pedals that are a combination of SPD and flat. So, you know, I can just go to the store without putting SPDs on. It makes it real convenient. But I've got plenty of extra SPDs pedals if I really wanted to go straight SPD. Now this is not set up tubeless. There's a little tube in there, but these rims are not tubeless, so that's why I did it that way. Anyway, so let me show you where I'm located. Well, this has already been 9 minutes. I'll show you on the next video how far I am from the beach for where I'm staying and doing my bike rides, and that'll be on the next video. Thanks for watching.